Hi, welcome to Monday Magic number 3. It's great to have you here. I'm Maria Burke and I hope everything is going well for you. And even if it's not going well, I hope you're expecting that it's going to get better because you actually get what you expect. So that's just the start. I suggest you watch this right through to the end so you get your tip before you actually do your exercises. So let's jump straight away in and do our review for last week. So if you turn the top down on your page, that's great. You'll be able to find your page very easily. And a big thank you to Kate Beloved, who had a fantastic suggestion, which is that you would put an index either at the front or the back of your journal, your notebook, and that you number all your pages, and therefore you'll be very quickly able to refer back to your Monday Magic pages in among your daily affirmation pages as you go. So there's a great tip, and thanks. Really appreciate that, Kate. And likewise, if anybody else has any tips or suggestions they want to make, bring them on because I'm happy to share whatever anybody else has as good practices. That's what it's all about here. We're all on this journey together. So thanks for that. So let's first of all look and see how did you do on 3 things you wanted to achieve. Again, get your highlight marker out, tick off what you're happy with that's been completed, and highlight what hasn't been done yet. Just read it over, leave it there. And I know there was a lot of reaction to the tip last week about not giving yourself a hard time for not getting things done. And that really comes from the 4 agreements from Don Miguel Ruiz, agreement number 4, which is always do your best. And the piece that I, as a former perfectionist and workaholic, learned about always do your best is that some days you have less resources and less support, and therefore if you only get 99 things out of 100 done, you haven't failed in your day. And that was hugely relieving for me when I heard that information. So, take a big breath and just let it go. Do you know what? You're doing the best that you're able to do under the circumstances. Right. So the second thing then to look at, last week we had our review questions, our 5 questions, and just what am I particularly happy about? The few things I wrote down there, and then why is this going so well? And my answer was, I'm working on everything constantly and I'm seeing progress. So again, very much I'm answering this not so much from my left brain, but I'm answering things from my right brain because I have a whole load of things that I have to do and I know what needs to be done. But still, when I wrote down what am I not happy about, I wrote down nothing, and it was an immediate reaction. And what action do I need to take? Keep going as I am. So if they're the answers you're coming up with and you're doing it more from the relaxed state of trusting your intuition and your spirit, that's kind of the spirit of what you need to be doing here. So again, when you do your review, did you give yourself your reward? Why not? And if you didn't, is it time to give it to yourself now? So that's the first part done for today. And the second thing then is to set up for this week. So again, we have our nice orange page, and we have Monday Magic number 3, week commencing the 18th of September. And literally what we did last week, 3 things I want to achieve this week, 5 things I did well last week, and then do your 5 weekly review questions. That's going to be our setup every single week. So just that's what you automatically do. I'll stick those questions in there again, those 5 questions for you again this week until you get used to doing them. But you can always copy them over from the previous week. So our tip then for this week is when you're answering those questions to be brutally honest. And this is something I've been saying in classes for a long time. It's not about being honest with everybody else, it's about being honest with yourself. And when that thought popped into my head, as is the way things happen when I'm putting these videos together, the next really important piece of information that came flying into my head, and I was going, oh my God, this is amazing, is your power and potential is trapped in the things that you're actually avoiding. And I'm a big fan of Brad Yates, who does all the EFT tapping, and he has a great way of looking at it. He says, if there's a big stain on your kitchen floor, you're not going to take the mop out and clear every single other part and ignore that one part, what some people might say is the negative. You need to go in there and clean that stain. So for as long as you avoid things, they're going to still have power over you. They're still going to be holding you back. So when you're answering your questions, whether it's in doing this exercise or any exercise you're doing, the more brutally honest you are with yourself, the quicker you're going to be making progress. So, for anybody who's been doing the 10 Days of Magic and came in on the Monday Magic from there, continue doing your daily affirmations and your thoughts and ideas and your observations. I know some people are making a lot of progress. Things are just really starting to harvest for them and grow and bloom, which is wonderful. But there's something I noticed this week, which is that I think it's time to put a few extra lines into that daily affirmation. So before the last little line, which is I am safe, what I have now started putting in is I welcome pure, perfect abundance into all areas of my life. I am so blessed and so grateful. So again, I'll put those words in there for you again for so you can write them out for yourselves if you feel that's something you want to do. So just to recap, do your review of last week, use your highlight marker, be fair to yourself, be kind to yourself. You know, there's a great Irish saying which is Mull an oige agus chucky sheath, which is praise the young and they will bloom. So look after your inner child, look after yourself, be kind to yourself, pray, give yourself the praise you need, because that's what's going to motivate you more than anything else. We really need to learn to be our own best friends and not our own worst enemies. I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind. So then go and set up this week for yourself. And again, come from a relaxed space so that you're more tapping into your left brain in answering things and feeling your intuitively feeling what's your right answers. And then do keep in mind to be brutally honest when you're answering your questions. And then I have one last reminder for you here. I made this to remind you that self-praise is the best praise. And that's our motto, and hopefully I'll see you back here for Monday Magic number 4 next after 8 a.m. next Monday morning. Have an absolutely fantastic week, and if you feel like sharing anything on Facebook or YouTube, it would be really great to hear from you. God bless. Bye.